What's up, football fans, and welcome back to Play Action Takes, Apollo Media's NFL podcast brought to you by Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here. Zang responsibly all season long with Zing Zang. They got the best Bloody Marys. You can start your Sunday off right with Zing Zang, Blazing Bloody Mary mix. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. We love them over here. Big City Wings is a longtime sponsor of Apollo Media. It's the best place to watch football on a Sunday. So go to Big City Wings in Houston. We got 14 locations all across the area. We love Big City Wings. I'm your host, Stone Strankman. We're not going to talk about my team today. I'm joined always by Kush Patel. How are we doing, brother?
I'm good. We are going to talk about my team today. Your team's kind of off limits, rough loss for you guys. I texted you earlier and I was like, therapy session today, but it looks like no therapy session for you today. Maybe for me,
Do you need a therapy session?
Sometimes therapy can be positive, am I right?
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be a good therapy session for you. So the Texans did exactly what we asked them to do on Friday's episode, in the preview episode. You're going up against a banged-up Ravens team with just no one on defense. The defense was dismantled. No Lamar Jackson. You had Cooper Rush starting. All you had to do was kind of take care of Derrick Henry. You very much did that. Texans went 44-10. How do we feel after that Sunday game? Are we back? Are we on the way to being back? Where are we at as a Texans fan? What's the temperature like?
Yeah, I did not expect a 44-10 game like that at all.
No.
I mean, I kind of thought, the way the Ravens offense started out that game, like the way they wanted to run their offense, is kind of what I wanted to what I expected. Like I know they probably wanted to establish Derrick Henry early. They tried to do that, but the defense for the Texans really did a great job of just like not letting them establish Henry at all. And then that first drive, Cooper Rush was moving the ball. They were kind of getting the ball to their tight ends. Zay Flowers was kind of getting going, making some moves against this defense. But I thought our defense played excellent all game long. And then the surprising factor to me was the offense. I thought the Ravens, even though the Ravens were playing a second or third string defense out there, I just thought the Texans just have not been up to par offensively, that they would be able to take advantage of that. But they took advantage of that like to the fullest extent possible. And man, how about CJ Stroud? 4 touchdowns, 200 plus pass yards. He looked like CJ Stroud of old. He looked more confident, and kudos to the offensive line, man. For the most part, they protected him. And shout out to Jalen Noel and Xavier Hutchinson, their first touchdowns of their careers. That was awesome to see.
Friend of the program.
Yeah.
Xavier Hutchinson. I thought the biggest thing that stood out to me was that you had 4+ catches to Jaden Higgins, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and Christian Kirk. And then you had 3 to Xavier Hutchinson. Like, that's a way to spread the ball around in a game where you should take care of business. Theoretically, like going into it, that's what should have happened. You should have been able to spread the ball around. The one thing that did stand out to me was like the running game. You just didn't really commit to it, which I found strange. Like Woody Marks got 7 carries, Nick Chubb got 11. Like when you're up by that many points, I mean, when you're up 24-3 at halftime, you would think that they would just run the ball the whole second half. They didn't really do that. But it didn't really matter. You got a 44-10 win. It's hard to complain about that, where your defense gets 3 interceptions against backup quarterback. It's what you would like to see out of your defense. Yeah. Like Jalen Petrie's interception, the diving one that he came back on that curl, it's a lot of fun. They were swarming all over the place. They love to swarm. So good for the defense. The offense did their part and then some. Obviously, CJ Stroud, you got to put him on the bench there in the fourth quarter. Davis Mills got some run there. It's exactly what you wanted to see out of this Texans team, like, and probably a lot better than what you thought was going to happen based on the first 4 weeks of the season offensively. Offense looked good against a bad defense. I mean, you have to point that out, but you did exactly what you needed to, got a win. And now you're right there. You're almost at 500 now.
Yeah, you asked me how I felt, after this game. I'm not riding the high all the way high yet, but yeah. I think, we saw some good things, to me, especially out of CJ Stroud, and the play calling, Nick Caley's play calling, like, I think he finally hit a moment where he was like, we have a lot of talented receivers. We're going to use them to their strengths, use guys in motion, the way they use Schultz early in motion, motion him outside, and just giving the defense different looks. and I think that's a positive for the future. Now they've got a bye week; they can heal up, rest up. They've got a tough game against the Seahawks, who we'll get into a little bit later. That's going to be a litmus test for this Texans team. So let's see how they look in prime time against the Seahawks.
It'll be a fun one. It should be fun. We'll talk about that on Thursday when we record for that episode on Friday. But the other thing that stood out to me, only one sack for your defense. You only got to Cooper Rush once, which not ideal with the amount of pass rushers that you have. And then you still gave up 2 sacks to a depleted Baltimore Ravens team. Like, if those were flip-flopped, then you're not really saying anything about it. 1 sack, it is what it is. But having given up more sacks than you got in a game where you dominated the entire time, it just is a strange stat that I saw. I didn't really like it, but it is what it is. You can't really nitpick too much on this game.
Yeah, I mean, 10 points is pretty damn good if you ask me.
Yeah,
But I think with the sacks, it is kind of concerning. But I just feel like this defense as a whole just gets after the passer so much that I don't really overvalue the sack statistic. I guess I would say
QB
I just kind of
pressures.
look at the way they pressure the quarterback and make Cooper Rush throw 3 picks. I think that was the thing that stood out to me.
Yeah, I would say that matters a lot to other teams. My team, all of the defensive linemen, they all say, well, QB pressures are more important than sacks. And they don't get sacks and they don't get QB pressures. So I don't know.
Well, it helps when you get one.
Yeah, he got one. And one of the sacks he gave up was to Kyle Van Noy, who's just been a beast for forever. Like, it just seems like he just keeps going and just keeps getting sacks for whoever he plays with, the Chargers, the Ravens, the Dolphins, like whoever he's playing for, he's going to end up getting sacks. So good game for the Texans. They get a win. You're kind of marching on in. You're hoping that the Jacksonville Jaguars end up losing tonight against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're recording this Monday afternoon around 2 p.m. So you're hoping that happens, and then you inch within one game, 1.5 games technically, I guess, behind the Jaguars, and you can start chipping away at that AFC South division lead, and you're kind of right back in it if you can get another win next week. It's a big test. It's a big test, but
Season's not over.
yeah, it's not over yet. It is for me. Let's talk about the Broncos and Eagles, though. Did you take the Broncos, or did we both take the Eagles?
I took the Eagles.
I think we both took the Eagles. What I said was that the Eagles needed to start learning how to pass the ball. They passed the ball a lot. However, they didn't run the ball at all against this Broncos team. It was like a complete flip-flop of what they've been doing all season. Eagles end up losing 21-17 at home against the Denver Broncos. Eagles fans are in shambles online. I saw someone tweet this out, is that Eagles fans think that the world completely revolves around them and their football team and how they perform. And when they lose, they're the worst team.
World.
They're the worst team of all time. They can't do anything. They don't do anything right. And when they win, it's like no one can fuck with them. Everyone should just bow down to the Eagles when they win. They're 4-1. They don't look like a great football team right now. They're not a well-rounded, I don't think, like they're either passing in this game and it works, or they're running and that works. And when you don't have the run game, obviously they don't win a game. Like, they didn't win a game. The only game that they've not been able to run the ball this season, they lost. So if you can stop the run against the Eagles, you got a real good shot. Obviously, we heard murmurs about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith being angry and upset about their roles in the offense. They got more targets. Let me tell you, Devontae Smith, 8 for 114. A.J. Brown, 5 for 43, and had 8 targets. Devontae had 10 targets. Saquon Barkley had that long touchdown, 47 yards on a wheel route, which was fun. But somehow, some way, the Broncos came away with 18 points in the fourth quarter and came away with a comeback win, 21-17. I'm officially putting the hashtag worried stamp on the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles at 4-1. It's not a good 4-1.
No.
And you talked about Devontae Smith earlier. Late in that game, I think it was like a 4th and 4. Deep ball to Devontae Smith. He catches it. Great catch. Great throw.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a penalty. They called illegal shift on Saquon Barkley because he wasn't set all the way. And then it comes back. They have to punt, and they end up losing the game. So, it's tough sledding when your offense and your receivers are upset with your quarterback because they're not getting the ball. And then the one time he delivers a pass to get him the ball, it's called back for a penalty. So, yeah, I think this thing, locker room wise, could get ugly just because of the AJ Brown stuff. And if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm concerned about that. I know they're at 4-1, and they're like, the world is great right now. Everything's great. We're 4-1. We're winning games. But this AJ Brown situation to me is something to watch for.
I have a strange relationship with AJ Brown. Obviously, I hate him because he went to Ole Miss, right? Like that portion of him, I hate. He's a Starkville boy. Should have went to Mississippi State. He didn't. He went to Ole Miss. DK Metcalf, he was just running up and down all over the field on us. Like they did the dog pee celebration DK did in the Egg Bowl one year. So I didn't like AJ Brown coming out in the draft. And then he goes to the Titans, and I'm like, all right, kind of like him. It's kind of a dog. Kind of really like him. And then he has the suicide prevention awareness foundation work and all the stuff that he does with that. And I'm like, all right, I kind of like him. I think he's a good dude and all this kind of stuff. And then he gets traded to the Eagles. I'm like, fuck you. I don't like the Eagles, but still like AJ Brown. I'd be frustrated too, plain and simple, because it seems like he's open a lot during these first 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, AJ Brown is a hell of a receiver. Like we know, like I don't think it's an issue of him like running the wrong route or not catching balls. I think it's just one of those things like where we know how great Jalen Hurts is, but it's one of those things where his style of play eventually is going to affect the wide receiver position because he's not Justin Herbert, he's not Patrick Mahomes, he's a different type of quarterback. And I think you're seeing some cracks in the armor right now with the Eagles.
Yeah, it's weird with Jalen Hurts because, like, at Oklahoma and even sometimes at Alabama, you saw the guy that can throw it all over the field, get it in the right spot, and all that kind of stuff. And then you saw it last year with the Eagles. Like, he was able to throw the ball wherever he wanted. AJ Brown was having a hell of a season the last couple of years, and Devontae Smith was an awesome number 2. Like, I was looking at their wide receiver tandem, and I'm like, man, are they better than Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? And for a second there, I thought they were, especially last year because we weren't throwing the ball to our 2 guys. But now it's this year, and I'm like, I don't know. I still kind of like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Tyreek's obviously out for the season. We didn't even talk about that last week. But, yeah, it's just strange. It just doesn't make any sense. They did have 6 sacks today or yesterday. The Broncos did against the Eagles. Like, when you give up 6 sacks, but you are able to pass the ball for 280 yards, like, kind of take that as long as you're running the ball. They weren't running the ball at all. They had 45 yards rushing total as a team.
Can we talk about Saquon Barkley so far? He has not been that great.
And before the Pretzelized fantasy football draft, shout out to Pretzelized for putting that on. I was like, I don't think I like Saquon. And you know why? I think it's the 370 rule. So with a running back that gets 370 touches or more, or maybe it's 325. 325 touches or more in the previous season, the next year they usually have a dramatic drop off from their production. Saquon Barkley still looks really good this year in all facets of the game. Yesterday was his worst game. So can't hold it too much against him, but that's why I wanted to stay away from him in fantasy. And then obviously yesterday, he still had some good points. I mean, he had that 47-yard receiving touchdown and he had 30 yards on the ground. So like he probably still put up let's call it 14 and a half. So it's not bad, but it's not what you want out of your like number 1 overall pick in fantasy. So, but the Broncos getting 6 sacks. Defense might be back. Are we back? Maybe. No interceptions, but they might be back. I don't know. 6 sacks is a lot against that Eagles offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week. Their pass rush is really, really good, man. And then I think another moment in this Eagles Broncos game that kind of like puts the book out on the Eagles and how they kind of struggle this year is Zach Bond had a stupid penalty late in that game where the guy was already down and he kind of helmets him like right in front of the ref, and that's a flag, and it extends the Broncos' drive. And obviously the Broncos go on to win that game. It's just I just think the Eagles as a team just aren't a well-oiled machine yet. And then another thing is they're committing a lot of stupid penalties this year.
Yeah, it's just we said they weren't a well-oiled machine yet, and they could get there. But now we're into October, and that's when I say you can start saying things about teams. They're not a well-oiled machine. Like they're making mistakes where they usually don't. They're able to pass the ball or they're running the ball. They can't do both in a game. Usually, if you run the ball really well, it opens up the pass game for you. They're just choosing not to pass it when they're running the ball. And then when they are able to pass the ball, they couldn't run it yesterday. And they gave up 6 sacks. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say it's trouble in paradise, but I mean, their division's still not very good necessarily. Like they still could just win the division and have a home playoff game and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Eagles watch. We're on a Trouble in Paradise watch.
Cause for concern in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Eagles fans, they're going to be bitching in our comments somewhere. But that's it. Broncos win 21-17. Next game, a thriller, an incredible game. The Buccaneers win 38-35 against the Seattle Seahawks, where Sam Darnold threw for 4 touchdowns, 341 yards. Incredible game. Like, unreal game. Like, they had the Bucs had 25 points in the second half. The Seattle Seahawks had 28, and they lost by 3. Incredible game. No Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans, no offensive line. It doesn't really matter because Igbuka's going to have 163 and a touchdown. Like, does not matter. I can't believe the results of this game, but I can at the exact same team. The Bucs are the cardiac Bucs. Like, I can't think of a B word that's the same as cardiac, but the cardiac Bucs are alive and well at 4-1. I love the Bucs right now, and that was a great win.
The Bucs are insane right now. I mean, that's another team that's losing a lot of guys. And then my favorite part about this game wasn't even the game itself. My favorite part was Baker talking shit to the fan. And then after they won the game, he's kind of puffing out his chest. That was my favorite part of the game. And we talked about Baker a lot on this podcast. And man, this dude is a dog. And how about those Ohio State receivers balling out this season?
I mean, even Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 for 132 and a touchdown. Like, Long of 53, like Buko Long of 57. Like, everybody's kind of just going off. I mean, even Marvin Harrison had a good moment to start the game yesterday. Like, they're all kind of doing something right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me that, out of these 3 guys last year, that Marvin Harrison Jr. would be number 3, I would have looked at you like you're crazy. But I mean, all 3 of these guys are playing well, and Marvin Harrison right now is number 3. That's how good the other 2 guys have been.
Egbuka is just
insane.
He's been insane, and he was training camp darling by everyone in NFL media. They're like all looking at him. They're like, he's a leader. He does this. He does that. He's impressing. He's being one of the best wide receivers on the field with Mike Evans across the field from him. Like, he's doing all these things, and all of a sudden he comes into the season. He has a pretty good game in week 1. I think he caught like 2 touchdowns in week 1 against the Saints. I'm like, all right, maybe he's just going to be able to steal some targets from Mike Evans because they're all paying attention to Mike Evans. And now Mike Evans is out, and he's still getting those targets. He's still getting those touchdowns. He's still making the big plays. Hell of a pickup there. And what was it, the late first round, like 17th or 19th pick in the draft? Like, got a steal there. Like, that's a guy that you would take in the top 7, like Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, all those guys. Like, you would take him really high, knowing that you're getting this kind of production out of the kid.
Yeah, I mean, Egbuka is kind of a popular guy here in Houston. Everybody kind of wanted him to pair with CJ Stroud. But during the draft process, not that I'm not going to say I'm like really impressed with the way he's playing, but I just didn't think he would be this good this early. Like, I didn't see the spectacular catch being this good this early at all. Obviously, like, I thought it was eventually going to get there, but this early, I did not expect that. And he's looking like he's the best receiver in this class right now.
And he was pretty much always wide receiver 2 at Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremiah Smith took over as a freshman last year for him, and they won a national title. And before that, he had Jason and Marvin Harrison and all these guys. Like, he's behind all of these guys on that depth chart, and he's just out there doing whatever he wants. Justin Jefferson maybe is the right comparison. Like, being on the same field with Jamar Chase, everyone's looking at Jamar Chase as the guy. He skips a year during COVID, gets drafted. You're looking at that, and Justin Jefferson then has the career that he's had so far and is one of the highest paid wide receivers, maybe the highest paid. And he's the best wide receiver in the game for a year or two. And then he was number 2 at LSU. Like, we don't need to overlook the guys at major programs in the college draft anymore. Yeah. They're wide receivers. Like, maybe number 2 is the way to go. They're getting less touches. They're getting less hits. Maybe that's what we need to look at. I don't know. But Egbuka has been awesome. Baker was awesome. The other thing that was awesome about this game, the uniforms. Incredible uniform matchup. The Seahawks wearing their throwbacks, the Bucs wearing their 70s throwbacks that are incredible, that we've been wanting for so many years, that we wanted them to wear, and now Baker gets to wear them. It was the perfect uniform matchup that I've seen. Like, I don't know if I've seen a better one, even with the Dolphins throwbacks when they play against teams where their throwbacks. Like, I think this was the best throwback matchup I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this one to me this year kind of takes the cake. I wish they would. I wish the NFL rules were a little bit different to where like they could wear these uniforms way more often. Because
They've already worn them twice, right?
yeah, I think so. I think so.
I think they wore them against the Jets at home, I
And then
believe.
speaking of uniforms, I believe the Jaguars are wearing their throwbacks tonight.
Those are good ones. I like
Those
those.
are really good ones.
The throwback teals are really good for Jacksonville. But Bucks win a thriller, 38-35. Really fun game in the afternoon slot there. One of the wildest games that we saw in the afternoon slate, though, Titans Cardinals, which
I got a
wasn't on
lot
our
to say
radar.
about this one.
Wasn't on our radar in any way, shape, or form. The Titans haven't won a game yet. Cam Ward's been like good, not great, but good. Shown some flashes, made some crazy plays, and all this kind of stuff. And you're looking at him, you're like, okay, Titans got a guy now. Like now you can start building around him. If we don't win any games this year, it is what it is. You can't do anything with the roster that much. Like you're not going to go to the trade deadline and trade for a bunch of guys. Like it doesn't ever really work. 1 and 2, it's not worth it for this team. He only had 265 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown, or he didn't have a touchdown at all. That game, like that fumble when they're down 9 in the fourth quarter, that falls into the end zone, like gets kicked into the end zone, pushed, whatever it was, and somehow they fall on it and get a touchdown. One of those strangest games I've seen in quite some time. Like I'm still not sure what happened, but Kyler Murray didn't have a touchdown either. It was just a gross game all around. It didn't make any sense. And then we also had the AD Mitchell fumble it right before the end zone play again by the Cardinals. Like they could have just won that game outright, not have to worry about it, even with the fumble in the end zone if that guy just runs it in. Perplexing. It was this game. I don't know what else to say about it.
I'm gonna go on a little rant about the end zone play. I'm not gonna say his name. Number 31 for the Cardinals. What are we doing? Like every time this happens, where the guy like you know drops the football in celebration before he crosses the end zone, it just grinds my gears every single time because
Just run it
it's
in.
just like just step in the end zone first. Like why are we celebrating? It's just it grinds my gears. Honestly, like sometimes I feel like I'm a coach, and you saw the coach, yell at the guy for however long it was, and I'm surprised they haven't they haven't cut him yet. To be honest,
It like Deshaun Jackson doing that so many years ago now. It just seems like a flash in the pan. Like that happened once, and then it didn't really happen for a while, and then it happens like once a year. We've had like 3 or 4 already this year, and it's
we've
week
had Zay
5.
Flowers in the AFC Championship game a couple years ago.
Yeah, that like it just is. I don't understand how these guys continually do it. Seeing other people do it now multiple times this season, I don't understand how you watch that and you're like, if I'm in that position, I'm not gonna run the ball directly into the end zone and then start celebrating. Like I'm gonna get my showboat off like I do in Madden before I step in the end zone. Madden needs now to update their gameplay. Like that has to be a factor. Like if you start showboating on the 10, like you have to have a 50% chance of fumbling now in Madden. Like
Yeah,
that's the new rule. Madden needs to update the gameplay and get that in there into the game because it's ridiculous. They keep doing it. They just keep doing it. We just had one last week and we're doing it again this week. Like it's insane.
I'll never understand it.
Crazy. And then just that fumble that happened at the end of the game. I don't don't even.
We've had a lot of bizarre things happen this season already. We're only past week 5, and we can count on both of our hands like all the bizarre plays that have happened this season.
Is that the reverse karma from having Bo Nix or not Bo Nix, Will Levis as your quarterback for a couple of years there? Like
Might be.
all the horrible just scorpion death kneel, like all the terrible moments that Will Levis gave you over the last year and a half, 2 years are
The
now like
football gods were kind of like, you know what, Titans, I guess we'll kind of bless you today.
we'll give you one here. Like we'll make sure you're not going to go all the way defeated. Like we'll make sure you get a win here. And you were still down a point. Like after that, they scored 16 in the fourth quarter, but like you're still down. Like the game wasn't over at that point. The Cardinals couldn't move the ball, get it down there, and Cam Ward and company, they got it done. Tony Pollard looked decent, like 4.8 yards per carry. It's not bad for a running back that everyone thought was dead in the water a couple years ago. I don't know, man. I came away from the preseason liking the Titans more. And then after 3 weeks, I was like, never mind. I think I'm good. And now they get this one, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe they're not as bad as we thought, but they're still 1-4. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think this season there's been a handful of teams where I felt okay to good about them in the preseason, and then after 5 weeks, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Are we ready to call it on Kyler Murray? Is it over in Arizona?
What's his contract situation look like?
He's probably $1 bajillion.
Yeah,
Let's look that up. Contract. He can't play video games. I know that.
I
He
mean,
signed.
do we think they're gonna? I don't think they're gonna tank because
He can't.
Jonathan Gannon wants to win games, and like his ass is on the hot seat right now. He doesn't want to get fired.
Yeah, it's so he signed through 2028, and 2028 is a club option for $34 million base salary. Cap hit is 46. There's a lot of guaranteed money here. You can't cut him. It is a trade situation that you would have to do, and you're obviously having to take in probably a good amount of salary there and maybe a pick, like kind of the Goff Stafford situation. And it's like, who wants to even go there because their roster isn't even that good yet. I don't know. That's a lot. It's $43 million cap hit this year, 53 next year, 43 the next year, 46 the year after that. He'll be 31 at the end of the contract, and you amounted to literally nothing so far.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
That's tough. That's tough for the Cardinals.
It's tough for Gannon too. Like, I feel bad for that guy. He's trying to bring some juice. You know what I was trying to bring juice to this weekend though? Underdog Fantasy, Underdog Daily Fantasy, our new partner for PAT. NFL football season is here. It's in full swing. We're in October now, so the games are going to get tighter. The teams are going to get better. It's only up from here for a lot of teams, and it's only down for a lot of others. But use promo code PATNFL when you sign up with Underdog. Play your first $5, get up to $50 in bonus funds with Underdog Daily Fantasy. In Underdog, you hit higher or lower on a specific stat for a player. You can also hit money line for games and point spreads, which is really fun because we're in Texas. Obviously, we're using Underdog. We don't have legal betting in Texas, so daily fantasy is the way to go. But they have money lines. They got point spreads. They got it all. With Underdog Daily Fantasy, I went 0 for 6 yesterday. Hand up. 0 for 6. Last week, 5 for 5. Last weekend, I went 5 for 5 during football games, and I was like, all right, we might be cruising. We might be onto something. And then I went 0 for 6 yesterday. I did put one in for tonight. Isaiah Pacheco higher than rushing yards. I think it's 29.5. And I think I hit higher than like 49.5 receiving yards for Brian Thomas. So use promo code PATNFL when you sign up with Underdog Daily Fantasy. Play your first $5, get up to $50 in promo code funds. It's a good time. So download the app today, sign up with promo code PATNFL to score $100 in bonus funds. So you can get $100 now when you play your first 5. That's use promo code PATNFL. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado. For some games, 21 and older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. We're in Texas, so obviously you could use it here. We love Texas. We love Underdog Fantasy. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, or Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPEline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Shout out to Underdog Daily Fantasy. Use promo code PATNFL. When you play your first $5, you can get up to $100 in bonus funds. So that's a big jump there. Win some money with Underdog like us during this NFL football season. Use promo code PATNFL when you sign up. It's time to win some money tonight. If we can win some money tonight on Underdog, it's going to be better because hockey comes back. Hockey's back this week, like tomorrow night, I believe. So I will be in full swing once that happens. Like I'll be on it every night. It's going to be a problem, but it's going to be a good problem to have. Underdog Daily Fantasy. Use promo code PATNFL. Next game that we're going to talk about. You called this one, I think. I think you took the Commanders. Chargers. Commanders take the win 27-10. Jaden Daniels did play. Justin Herbert, are we having a conversation again? Because I was ready to switch the conversation after like 3 weeks. I was ready. I was there, and then you lose to the Giants. You can't do that. That's a big no-no. And then you're at home against the Commanders. A little get-right game. 166 yards, a touchdown, 1 pick, 4 sacks, 5.7 average area or per completion is really bad. 22 of 29 is not horrible, but a 58 QBR, 86 QB rating. Not good for the Chargers. I know Joe Alt's hurt. I know your offensive line's banged up. Justin Herbert, aren't you supposed to be Superman? Aren't you supposed to be Dan Marino reincarnated with some legs? Like, haven't seen it the last 2 weeks. Haven't seen it the first 5 years. I'm just saying. Is it? Are we going to be panicking about the Chargers now? It's October. We can start to panic a little bit. I don't know. They get kind of killed 27-10 against the Commanders.
Yeah, the injuries to their offensive line, especially that the tackle position, kind of showed its ass in this game. Who's getting? I mean, honestly, it's been showing its ass all season, kind of. But the first 2 games, Herbert was kind of pulling out the heroics and Superman and making plays. But I think in this game, it kind of showed up, and the Commanders looked really, really good. I mean, I was kind of off them after the Packers game,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of back on the bandwagon, 1 foot on, not all the way yet, but they did look really good. Jaden Daniels healthy, and that's a team that's going to be kind of a problem in the NFC East. We talked about how the Eagles don't look so good right now at 4-1. Still, they don't.
1 game back.
Yeah, the Commanders, great win for the Commanders, and then the Chargers. Do we have a Justin Herbert problem? I'm not ready to go that far yet, but it's kind of like I said before the season with Justin Herbert. It's kind of a game to game situation for me, just because like we know the injuries to his offensive line is like that was going to affect that offense at some point in time. Quarterbacks cannot be Superman all the time, and I think for Justin Herbert, the important thing for him in this phase right now is he just has to turn the page, play better next week, and maybe the Chargers may have to adjust that game plan to kind of neutralize what teams are going to do to them just because of the injuries on their offensive line. I don't know, and we'll kind of see what Jim Harbaugh does with that whole situation, but I still think they're a good team. I think their defense is good. I think their defense is better than they've shown yesterday. Um, and I guess we'll really kind of find out with this team with when they get into the middle of the season and the division matchups. Because I think the main gripe with me with Justin Herbert in the past was he was really good statistically. Talent's always been there. It's just they've had trouble winning those division games, especially against the Chiefs. They haven't been able to get over the hump. So I think I'm not too worried about this out of division game for them against the Commanders, but I'm more worried about what are they going to look like against the Broncos? What are they going to look like against the up and coming Chiefs? I guess you would say, based on what happens tonight. And then the Raiders are ass, so I'm not really worried about them at all.
They're bad. The thing I mentioned in the preview episode before week 5 was Washington's running game hasn't really looked that good like it did last year. Jaden Daniels obviously getting hurt your chances a lot of the times. You get him back. He's probably not even 100% yet. He still looked good. Didn't look bad. Looked good. Deebo Samuel had a good game. 8 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. Like that's huge. You take that. The thing that I mentioned was the running game. I was kind of worried about it. Corey Croxy Merritt, Bill, fantasy.
Shout out to Bill. $1.50.
14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 catches for 39 yards. I mean, I was worried about it. I thought he was going to be pretty good. And then, like, heading into week 1, week 2, they're like, Bill's going to be our starter. I was like, all right, let's go, Bill. Let's have a day, Bill. And then Jaden Daniels obviously gets hurt. And I was a little worried. And he proved me wrong yesterday. He did what he needed to do against the Chargers team that typically with Jim Harbaugh I thought they were going to be a lot stouter on the defensive side this year. And obviously Cam Scadaboo had a game last week against them. Jackson Dart was able to run all over him. And then the Commanders did it. I mean, Jane Daniels had 8 for 39, 4.9 yards per carry, but Bill having 7.9 yards per carry for only 14 carries. Like, they could have just ran it significantly more. They won 27-10. The Chargers had a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. Like, it was 10-10 at halftime, and you couldn't do anything. It's worrisome for the Chargers, but good for the Commanders. Get a good get-back game for them. Getting their quarterback back and getting a win is huge for the clubhouse, and I think they're going to just keep on marching now. I think we're going to go back to what they were last year. They're still an old roster, but their running game looks like it's there. They got their quarterback back. I like them. I like the Commanders right now.
With Bill, earlier I said $1.50. You know, it was $1.11, not $1.50, but almost there. Almost there.
I mean,
shout out to Bill though.
$1.50 combined with catches and rushing yards. So
there you go.
You take that all day long. Last game that we're going to really, really, really talk about was Sunday Night Football. Another great game on primetime. Obviously, Rams 49ers was tremendous on Thursday night, went to overtime. The Rams look like they're going to win it. Kyron Williams fumbles on the one. Disastrous for them. Rams end up winning, or 49ers end up winning in overtime. So that was a great primetime game. Sunday Night Football, Patriots, Bills, another great game. Gross game for the first half. I kind of turned it off for a little bit and turned it back on. And I was like, I guess I'll turn it back on. It's my division. I hate both of these teams. This is the only division game that I'm going to be like actually paying attention to. But Patriots win 23-20. Kicked that field goal with 15 or so seconds left, and Drake made some crazy plays. I called him Drake Maybe a couple weeks ago in the group chat. It got like one laugh. I thought it was a little bit better than that. Drake may actually be is where we're at now with Drake May. He made some insane plays. He's getting tackled by that horse collar last night and made that throw. I know it didn't go very far down the field or anything like that, but he was making some big plays. Josh Allen was kind of human last night. I still had 2 touchdowns, but he had an interception. He was able to run the ball a little bit. Thought he was going to get a running touchdown. He didn't. Losing at home to the Patriots, we're a Patriots team that's seemingly a lot better than what I thought they were going to be. They're 3-2 right now. Obviously, only like one really good win against the Bills now. But losing a division game at home is a big no-no, especially in this division, the AFC East, where we thought this might be one of the worst divisions in the AFC. Good for the Patriots, I guess. Like, I don't want to give them credit because I hate them, and I've been hating them for 25 years, and it's hard to give them credit, but credit where credit's due. Patriots win 23-20.
Drake May, it was his coming out party last night.
Yeah.
He played really, really well. That throw he made kind of on his knee was impressive, and then that other one where he rolled out and got it to Stephon Diggs, and they kicked the field goal to win the game. I thought that was an amazing throw too. And speaking of, shout out to Stephon Diggs, the revenge game, some are calling it. I mean, he was fantastic. He was having a great time. I don't know if you saw like the IG Live video that he was putting on in the locker room afterwards. He was having a great time in Buffalo, man. Like, shout out to him. He had a great game.
Did you see the meme from the Patriots account?
I did, yeah.
that one was really good. I enjoyed that. That one was funny. That was good. Yeah, 10 for 146 from Stephon Diggs. No touchdowns, but hell of a game from him. Ramondre Stevenson got 2 touchdowns, and is that the only 2 touchdowns? Yeah, they scored 2 touchdowns. It came from Ramondre Stevenson, who had 7 carries for 14 yards. Like, they couldn't run the ball worth a shit. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone all the time, but they came away with a win, a big win on the road against the Bills in their rivalry uniforms, which looked really good in primetime, I will say.
Yeah, Patriots up-and-coming team. I don't think they're there yet as far as contention.
No.
But I think this is like a really, really great win to kind of put themselves on the map. And shout out to Mike Vrabel, man. I've always loved Mike Vrabel as a coach. I said a couple of years ago the Titans are making the biggest mistake in their organization for letting Mike Vrabel go. And I think he's going to have a lot of success in New England. And, you know, like we talked about before, I just feel like Mike Vrabel belongs in New England.
Yeah, 100%. I wanted the Dolphins to go ahead and get rid of clean house, get Mike Vrabel a new GM last offseason. I was right. Hate to say it. It's over for us. And I would have loved Mike Vrabel because he would have just brought toughness. Like, that's something the Dolphins haven't had since Dan Campbell took over in 2015 for like 9 games. Like, that's the only time we've ever had toughness since maybe the 70s. Like, it's just not a tough team. We're in Miami. It's a retirement home for NFL players, and I get that. And I would have loved Mike Vrabel. I was a little worried after week 1 with the Patriots. So I was like, you can't lose to the Raiders. You know, you're looking at that and you're like, that's a bad loss, especially in week 1. You know, you don't know what the teams are. It's year 2 of Drake May. Like, he showed some flashes last year. He played 10 games. Like, maybe you got a quarterback, maybe you don't. The other thing I saw with this game. It's kind of going around the college football group chat for Apollo right now, but Bill Belichick telling the UNC social media team not to tweet out any Drake May or any Patriots propaganda, and then they just tweeted out that clip from last night, just like the magical May or whatever they called them. Like, good for the UNC social team getting that out. That's very funny that the Bill won't let any Patriot scouts in the stadium, and now is telling them not to tweet out any Patriots pro player stuff, even though it's Drake May. And
That is bizarre, but I expect nothing less from Bill Belichick.
it's over for him too. It might be over for my NFL coach, but it's definitely over for Bill Belichick. Call it a day. Just go home, go to Nantucket, and live a nice life out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Patriots team, they're scrappy. They play tough. They play hard, and they have found ways to win so far. And they're 3-2. They're only one game out of the division lead right now against the Bills, and they have the head-to-head matchup with them. The Bills are 3-1 at home. The Patriots are 2-0 away. Like, winning on the road is hard in the NFL, and that's a really big win, especially in primetime against the Bills, where we just saw them in week 1 against the Ravens in primetime, where hell of a game.
And then for the Bills, like week 1 was amazing. That was an awesome performance. But I think after like in each game after, I don't think they've been as dominant as we kind of expected them to be. Like the Dolphins, I thought that game was closer than it needed to be. The Saints game after that was they did end up winning that game by double digits, but that was closer
Close.
than it needed to be. And then obviously this Patriots game that we just saw last night, they turned the ball over, and I think one thing we kind of expect from Josh Allen lately is that he's not going to turn the ball over, but in the past it's kind of been an issue with them. And if you are going to beat this Bills team, you got to turn them over, and the Patriots kind of had the perfect formula to do that. And what a big win for the Patriots. And then for the Bills, yeah, I think the main thing with this team is can't turn the ball over like that. Josh Allen afterwards in the press conference was visibly upset, at his team's performance, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Can't turn the ball over. And yeah, so I think that's something the Bills are going to have to look to fix. Hopefully it doesn't become a problem for them. I don't think it will, but it's something to watch.
Yeah, it's a tough loss to have at home against a division foe. You can't have that in a division where it seemed like none of the other 3 teams were going to be any good. And then obviously you mentioned the Saints, you mentioned the Dolphins game. Like, they've played some really close games so far, and games that we feel like they should be better. Their defense is banged up, and they're getting some guys back now, and they're kind of mixing into the fold, but their defense isn't as good as it has been. And I think that's a huge miss for them. And if Josh Allen can't be Superman the entire time, like he was Superman for a little bit there, but he has the interception. Like, you can't have an interception. Can't do that, especially against this team. Like, they'll probably feast on turnovers and take that. So, yeah, bad loss for the Bills. Great win for the Pats. Do we have anything else from week 5 that kind of stood out to you at all? Cowboys.
I think we covered pretty much everything, but the only thing I've got to say about the season so far, like just going back to that Titans and Cardinals game, a lot of bizarre shit going on this season.
Yeah,
Block kicks, we got crazy scores, everything, all of it.
Yeah, yeah. I wish my team would be part of fun things. They're not going to be. I think we have the Chargers next week. Justin Herbert.
Good luck.
They're coming off 2 losses. No way they make it 3, right? No way. I don't know, man. My team's done. I did enjoy watching the Cowboys game, though, yesterday. Dak Prescott, early season MVP.
Is he the MVP right now?
Is it? I mean, who else would it be?
Yeah. I mean,
Lamar, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes are nowhere to be found.
If Lamar was healthy,
maybe
neck and neck, but Dak's been so good just regardless of everything around him. His defense is not good, has not been good.
Yeah.
And he just goes out there every week this season and just keeps his team alive, keeps his team afloat. And that's kind of what they're doing right now. He's keeping them afloat. I mean, just imagine if they could have won that game last week. That's rough.
Yeah, that would have been insane. So last year he played 8 games, got hurt, had 1,900 yards and 11 touchdowns. This year so far, he's played in 5 games. 1,356 yards and 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. Great season so far for him. Like, he's doing really good. His rating is 101. He's having a pretty good season so far. And the thing is like, it's not otherworldly. He's had some games where the yardage isn't there, the touchdowns aren't there, but he's making plays to get them into position to be able to score touchdowns and win games and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you had that Giants game. Giants aren't that good, obviously, but 40 points. And then you have 40 points against the Packers. You're doing it against big teams. And then you march into MetLife and you take care of business. Like, that game, the box score ended up closer than what it was, but Dak Prescott went off in that game. Had a lot of fun with that. George Pickens looks great over there, too. He has 5 touchdowns in 5 weeks.
It's pretty good.
It's a good pickup.
He's on my fantasy team, by the way. Shout out to Georgia Pickens.
Well, that's week 5 preview. We got Chiefs Jaguars tonight. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit on Thursday when we record for the preview for week 6. We're already into week 6. It's already the first week of October. The first week of October is almost over.
It's going too fast.
It's going really fast. It happens every year, too, when we do this podcast. I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's week 3. And then all of a sudden it's week 10. And you're like, whoa, what happened there? What happened? We're already into week 6 after tonight. It's going to be fun. I think we have some good games next week, and I can't wait to get into it on Play Action Takes. Shout out to our sponsors, Underdog. Underdog Fantasy is our daily fantasy app of choice. We love Underdog Daily Fantasy. Use promo code PATNFL. Play your first $5 with Underdog and get up to $100 in bonus funds on Underdog. So play $5, get $100. Like, that's not expensive. You're going to have $105 in your account if you just go play 5 using promo code PATNFL at Underdog Fantasy. Promo code PATNFL. Shout out to Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here. We're zanging responsibly all season long. Can't wait to keep doing it. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go watch Sunday NFL football at Big City Wings. 14 locations across the Houston area. We love Big City Wings, longtime sponsor of the show. Kush, anything else before we get out of here?
I think we covered it all, man.
It was a fun week. It was a weird week. Your team got to win. My team is officially dead. We can count them out. So I will be rooting on the Texans and the Cowboys for the rest of the season, and I'll have fun doing that. That's it for Play Action Takes. We'll be back on Friday with another episode previewing week 6. That's it. Play Action Takes, Paul Meany's NFL podcast. We'll be back very, very, very soon with another episode.